Alright, well this is the 2006 Ford Crown Victoria Police Interceptor, aka the party car. In the daylight you can see the paint issues I was talking about a little better. These are the new tires. I need to clean them a little bit because it seems like I always end up going in the dirt somewhere in Southern California. So it's got 3 sets of different options for the wheels and tires. They're all the exact same size rims. Ooh, I got a windshield wiper. It's coming apart here. I've been thinking about changing these anyways, unless something hit it. Oh yeah, you know what? A bird came down out of a tree and hit my windshield here. So there, all better. So anyways, haven't been able to get some time after getting off of work. Last night I tried to show the engine and it looked dusty. I think it was like the night vision of the optics of the phone or something, trying to just pick up any light. So there was probably a little bit of a reflection on the I don't know, parts of the motor, but it's just one of those things. I finally get some time out here. I was going to show you the I don't have them hooked up all the time just because it would be my luck. I would get in a situation where I'd have to hit the horn and the high beams or something, and all the emergency lights would come on. So here's your interior in actual unfiltered daylight. This is a laptop mount that I actually use for a tablet. I got a GPS here. Just a bunch of stuff that's on it that not your average everyday person would even be interested in, but if you were to use this car for some type of security functions, you would have a whole bunch of stuff on it that is extra. And I didn't change the fuse for the spotlight yet, but just so you can see all the lights that actually work. So it's got LED headlights that actually have the LAPD pattern on them. So if you notice, there's a flash on each side, then a double simultaneous flash, and then the wig-wag function. That can be changed around. All the parking lights work. I'll turn on just the regular headlights and flashers so you can see that that works too. So those are flashers and running lights and strobes. There's a lot more hookups for strobes, extra strobes, or any type of lighting in the trunk. There's a whole relay package there. So this is with the actual headlights on. Oh no, it's just parking lights. Let me turn the headlights on. Just a second. I just turned the parking lights on. I forgot. So I'll show you at night what these look like, because I can have them hooked up for a little while. But that's actual headlights, and there is still a strobe function in there, but it's hard to see in the daytime. So if I get you a picture inside the trunk, There's extra wires here for extra strobes. They actually stretch from side to side. There's a whole relay package and solenoids. There's extra power everywhere in the trunk, which I actually used for this weird box that makes the car kind of jump around a little bit when the stereo's on. It's just an old amp I had. I had some old school stuff, but I don't have a spare in this one right now. I hardly ever have a need for a spare. And this also does not say police interceptor on it because the Lake Havasu cars didn't say it. It almost looks like a fire marshal car. But of course most people go, oh, it's on police interceptor if it doesn't say police interceptor. But right there you see where it says certified calibration. They only put that on official government vehicles and police interceptors. So the interior's okay. I've got really super nice seats that I can put in it, and a darker interior if you want. A lot of people like the black on gray interior. This has kind of like a fawn skin, but it does have the dash that matches the black interior. So it'll actually work just as well with either color. Here's the high beams, which defeats the wig-wag function altogether when you have high beams. And this is the light bar I was talking about. That's under the front bumper. So these are all the functions that it's going to come with. But I keep them disconnected just in case you were to accidentally bump them or something, because that would really suck if you happen to be in a situation where you get the wrong type of attention from a real police car. So, and yeah, I ain't interested in being mistaken for a cop anyways. That's not my deal. But these are the things that you want. This car's got it. It has some other options too that I didn't have on it, like the siren speaker and the siren, an arrow stick that can go in the trunk, and all of this stuff can be available to you for the low price of $4,200. This is going to be one of the last of the V8 interceptors that I decide to have for sale. I might buy one just to keep because I love the cars, but I've got one I'm buying that's completely decommissioned. That is the first police interceptor I ever sold. I bought it from Scottsdale, Arizona. It's an 08 or 07, and I had it painted for the lady that bought it. She wanted to go a little pole down the street here, go to red line. Nice good shift, smooth shift if you're on the gas, wide open throttle. It doesn't bark the tires unless you're like 3/4 throttle, or if you're floored and you have a second. See, there's the dirt I'm going into. My tire's dirty. But the shift kit that's in this is actually definitely respondent to throttle input. But if you have it full throttle and then let off just before shift, I'll show you what it does. Let off here. Ooh, yeah, that was a good shift. It didn't bark the tires that time, but it's usually accidental. I never really can plan it to do that. But I think it's just a significant vacuum drop in the forget the name of the component that is a pressure sensor for fluid pressure and throttle input opposed to vacuum. That's available. If it even has that. A lot of these cars are fly-by-wire, which means most everything is almost electronically controlled with microprocessors and speed sensors and the ECM, which on the police interceptors is the one that actually has a higher red line, higher shift points, higher pressure, which isn't necessarily the ECM that's telling the transmission to have higher pressure. It's just when you run a higher RPM and a low gear, the pressure does increase, but there are things that are calibrating themselves and compensating for the RPMs. So there's a lot of things in a PCM and a police interceptor that are completely different calibrations. Not to mention that there's lower gear ratios in the back of these cars usually. So the radio totally works. This is not the stock radio from an 06. This is actually from an older car because I like to have the tape deck so I could hook up my iPod or somebody's phone if somebody wants to play their own music. I do have a Bluetooth Pioneer Bluetooth deck with the adapters, and it's a panel here. It's a shorter deck. It's not a double DIN, which I was considering putting a double DIN in, but I've got a deck that is Bluetooth enabled and has all kinds of different options on it, and it does go with the car. One of the 3 sets of tires that I have go with the car. 2 of those are actual police issue type tires. One set is the Firestone Firehawk Pursuits. The other set is the Goodyear AST or I forget the name of it. Anybody who knows these cars knows what I'm talking about. The other set I have is Goodyears that aren't specifically a police interceptor, but they are ZR rated. And then the this air conditioner is getting a little too cold. It's about probably 85 degrees right now, but it feels like it's about 40 in here. These tires that are on it, which can go with it, are brand new, except for maybe about 20 miles on them. They're Goodyear Eagle ZR4s, and they're in a 245/45 ZR17. I do have some other tires which are a ZR rated tire that are a higher profile sidewall, and they can go on 16-inch rims. They can also go with the car. These are not police rated tires. They are 149 mile an hour tires, which exceeds the speed of the car's capacity, which is perfect. You never want to play around with that if you're not, unless you're not driving fast, which I drive like an idiot. But these tires are, as you can see, they're still almost completely new. I mean, they've literally just had miles driven on them from home and to the shop. I'll show you the other sets of tires that are optional. These are another set of Goodyears, or BF Goodwrench, I'm sorry. You can't see it because they didn't put the flag. Oh, here we go. They're Advantage. They're good. They're really comparable tread pattern to the actual police interceptor tires, which are these. These are the Firehawks, which are a pursuit rated tire. And then there's some more Firehawks. And then I've got the RSA Goodyears, those options. And then an option that's going to be kind of a rarity and you're not going to even be able to get anymore or see anymore is I've got brand new 16-inch rims. They're a little dusty, but I do have them in boxes for the most part. These are 16-inch rim. These are a replacement rim for a defective rim that Ford Motor Company unfortunately had a big batch of that. They were coming apart at the beads or something was separating, mainly during impacts, where these are supposed to be technically like an unbreakable rim. In other words, they should not come apart if they come in any severe strain or impacts. But I guess they had some issues. So these are the replacement ones. These are not, if you check the part numbers, these are not the ones that had the issue. These are the reissue that corrected the issue. Let me see how many times I can say issue. These are some other tires I like to run on these. This is a Raptor ZR by Rinkin. It's not a super high-end brand, but it has a lot more rubber, a lot more sidewall. They're directional tread. They're mainly a rain high-speed tread. They are ZR rated, ultra high performance tires. And when I say that, it sounds funny, but that's what they're called. And these are called Raptors, which is kind of cool because Ford does make the Raptor pickup truck. They have a really nice rim protector on them, so if you do scuff up against the curbs or anything, I don't know how these will handle hitting a curb. All the other tires I've had that were actually the Police Interceptor ones were very resilient to abuse. But yeah, these tires actually have a lot higher, taller sidewall, which gives you a little bit more forgiving ride quality. I like them because they grip really good. I've actually run those on the back, and then your Police Interceptor tire on the front. And then, so I have a whole bunch of these tires in all different tread thicknesses, grades. Again, these are the Firehawk, and these are the Goodyears, and I have plenty of them. And I have hoods. These are the seats I have, which are power seats. I have the correct door panels for the back. That car doesn't have rear door panels. These are the black on gray, and this is that normal place. This is a passenger seat. It has a little bit of a tear, but it's literally covered. You could just barely sew that or put some shugu in it, and actually it would just cover that little bit of damage. That's a passenger seat, which is unusual for it to be damaged all that much. This is the driver's seat, which is a powered seat. Now, it does have a little bit of damage, but again, this is nothing compared to what you would normally see in a Police Interceptor. This could be sewn, since it's tweed and it's a very consistent pattern. This could be sewn right here. This area is really in good shape. The headliner, they're a little lighter than what the dark color usually is for some reason. And they're really in good shape. I have a seat. I have another seat here that's for another car if somebody wants to buy a newer driver's seat. It is non-powered, but this is a driver-powered seat. And I have the options. Move some junk out of the way. I have door seals. I have interior parts. I have door panels for the older. These are for the pre-2003 Interceptors. I do have a back seat for the pre-2003. This is the powered door panel for the 06 party car if you do want to put powered seats in it. I have a light gray interior that can be put in it that still operates power seats, and actually has a function on the passenger door panel for another powered seat. But you're never going to find a Police Interceptor powered passenger seat. But you could take the seat frame from, I think it's a Ford F-150, and I forget what years, and you can pull the pads and the actual seat covers off of a Police Interceptor seat. And I believe they had some F-150s that had powered passenger seats in the Lariat editions, and you can swap all this stuff from the Lariat seat frame and cover it with the Police Interceptor seat cover, which it would be really cool because you need to have powered seats both sides on Police Interceptor. It'd be very rare. This is the hood that I was talking about that could go with the police interceptor that I'm selling. Oh, the radio I was talking about. I have this Pioneer, brand new in the box, never installed, with the adapters. You notice how everybody has so many problems doing this shit with one hand? Knock the dust off it. This 4-speaker car audio system. It has all these options: Bluetooth, iPod, Pandora, smartphone compatible. The list goes on. High power. I've got an amp already in the car. I actually have another amp that is the exact twin of that amp, because there's some big speakers in that car. I have the adapter kit, which gives you a little cool storage thing in the dash on the top. All this stuff goes with the car. Whether I install it or not depends on you wanting to leave me without negotiating anything and just put all the stuff on that I have available for the car. And if you don't want to negotiate on the price at all, if you're happy with the price, I will paint the car in the high performance Ford factory white color, which is what the car is. And of course those reflective stickers that they had on the sides won't be reapplied. It does have, I don't know if you can see it, but it does have these reflective stickers on it. But there's not really any dents on the car at all. I mean, I'll point out the dents. There's one here where you can see in the reflection how the reflection kind of, I mean, really. And let's see, where was the other? This here, I bumped into a sign or something, and there's cracking Bondo there. I will fix that. Or I've got another door. There's not really any other dents on it. Usually the trunk lids are just beat to heck on these cars, and this one's pretty flawless. It does have a trailer hitch on it, which is rare, and I don't know, I think it's one of the cleaner cars that you're gonna see other than the paint, and when you get it, it'll have new paint. So just let me know and click and subscribe, or just like or dislike. I don't mind you acknowledging that I do crappy videos. At least I know that I can maybe adjust or do something different, but it is what it is, and thanks for watching.